that is unsure if this is what's for them, if they're struggling with that fear of losing their mom, their dad, their brother, their sister, what advice can you give them? What would you say if you could tell them?
I think I would ask them, like, have they already lost themselves? Are they happy where they are? Because I don't think there's anything wrong with being somewhere where you're happy, where you're not bothered. But I think a lot of people in the organization just don't realize how unhappy they are because they don't have the time to think about it, or they just don't attribute their unhappiness to those restrictions that they have because you're told you should be happy and that it's a privilege. But sometimes just looking a little deeper and just like listening to the voice or listening to the feeling, listening to more than just what someone has told you all your life or since you've entered into this organization, just listening to who you are and what you feel and what feels natural.
Because I don't feel any hatred for the Jehovah's Witness organization at all. We still love the people that are in that religion. Mm-hmm. We're more hurt and heartbroken. Disappointed.
Well. Yeah.
That's a good word.
Because these people, you wouldn't expect something like this to happen. Maybe false doctrination that happens in a lot of religions. People are always trying to decipher what the Bible means to them, and that's fine. But to have an organization that pledges love, especially from brothers among themselves, it's total hypocrisy to basically sweep under the rug all the abuse cases that are people all over the world are experiencing.
For 7 decades?
And that's the thing that makes me even more disappointed is to know that Australia has such a huge government, very strong government. But how about these small islands, countries, third world countries, where children and women don't have voices, and where what they say does not matter and will be left unheard, and they'll be facing trauma in this organization probably till the day they die. And it sickens me to the core, and that's why I left, because I refuse to be a part of a culture of an organization that continues to perpetuate that kind of lifestyle.
So for the victims of child abuse, what would you say to them? The ones that are still in or haven't said anything, what is your message to them?
Speak your mind.
You deserve better.
You deserve better. Say what's on your heart, and you don't know. There might be someone in your same congregation that might be experiencing the same thing. You guys can take down your abuser. And it's so important to shed light to all the lies and to all the cover-ups, because once that happens, you don't know. There might be someone, a lawyer, a judge, or some advocate out there that can make a difference in this organization. I don't want the organization to be torn down because some people are codependent on that lifestyle. I want changes to be made so that people can be happy and actually feel safe going to their meetings again. That's what I really want.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And just for them to have a place where they can feel safe, mm-hmm. and to feel heard and seen.
Yeah, you can do it. And they will probably ostracize you. They'll probably say that you're the spawn of Satan, or say that you are an apostate. And we've been called all those things, honestly. But you should be proud that you're making a difference for the next generation of children that are brought up in this organization. Because what you say today will make a difference tomorrow, because it's never going to be forgotten. People are going to remember us. They might be whispering about us in our congregations, and our old friends that shunned us. They will remember us to their dying day.
Yeah. And
they'll always be reminding everybody, this is why they left. Because I made sure I told people why I left.
That's good. That's good. So now that you're out and you're on the other side, how are you embracing this new life? What are you doing? What are you most proud of that you've accomplished now that you have all those times not spending in service.
Yeah.
Your schedule is wide open. So what are you doing? Like what's happened now? So talk about that.
I'm pursuing my dreams of being a pastry chef.
Nice.
I've always wanted to, and each brother and sister that wasn't within this household that I spoke to about my dreams immediately shut it down, or immediately told me, like, that's not how you pursue God, and how will that give you time to, I don't have to worry about any of that now.
Right.
I
You can be you.
I can just be
You can finally surrender to that kid inside of you that always wanted to put things together. We should have had you. Wait a minute, where's the dessert? I didn't get dessert yet. I was waiting on the question. We'll be looking for that next time. What about you, Tara? What are you most proud of in this moment?
I would definitely say my personal journey of self-love. I think I've made a lot of changes to grow and to... It's crazy when you think you're a certain way, or you think you're a certain person your whole life, and then you realize, like, you're not that person. Like, you thought you were the most loving because you followed this guidance, and you really are, like, you're very detached in, like, certain things that just aren't who you thought you were.
Right.
So I think becoming the person I know I can be and I would like to be, and being able to, like, reach back out to old friends and see that the world isn't the way I thought it would be as well. And I also started, as well as my personal self-care journey, I started my own YouTube journey, and which I want to help Haitian people in their journey of self-care, as well as ex-witnesses, because it's just a thing that we never think to. We're always taught to, like, shame ourselves to become better people.
Humble.
Yeah, like, it's not you, but that's not how we work. We thrive off of love, and we should always love ourselves, and I think the organization can take that away from a lot of people, but I think that's a very important journey to have throughout everything. Like, whatever you're doing, you should always do it with love. Someone once told me, a quote said, if you would never speak to your best friend the way you speak to yourself in your head, why do you speak to yourself that way?
That's right.
So I think that's just something so important for everyone to know and understand, and then just practice on a daily basis, because that alone can take you so many more places.
Yeah. Falling in love with yourself.
Yeah.
Again,
100%.
that's an amazing accomplishment.
Thank you.
That's an amazing accomplishment. What about you, Getty? What are you most proud of having left?
I finally graduated with my associate's degree last year in early childhood education, and I'm continuing to pursue my education at Georgia State University for breakthrough kindergarten.
Wow.
And I've also created a book, a journal called Journaling Your Truth.
Yeah.
And it's basically in line with what you guys are doing, trying to help people heal after leaving the organization, because I found that writing my thoughts down was the most liberating thing, because regular therapists weren't working. They don't click with me. They didn't understand my past. And it's now that I'm allowing myself to be exposed to ex-Jehovah's Witnesses through the internet that I'm learning that there are therapists that are ex-Jehovah's Witnesses too, who could probably help me through my journey.
Yeah.
But I found that first I needed self-therapy, and I could probably use it in conjunction with speaking to someone as well. So I created a self-help book where there's journaling prompts with questions, and maybe a few challenges here and there, and quotes for us to use when we just need something to give us strength, help us gather ourselves and see that there's a way to grieve your past and look forward to a happier future.
Yeah.